Hello friends, my name is Bahroz and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will talk about why is it so hard to land a job. Either you got laid off or you're trying to look for a job even while having a job on hand. Why is it so difficult to get a job? Well, one obvious answer, which I will start with, but I won't limit to this particular answer, is that it's just a timing issue. The economy has slowed down. The companies that you want to get into are not hiring because they have a hiring cycle, and this is not the cycle where they hire. And the primary one, which I talked initially, is that the economy has slowed down. So companies are hiring less people. It could also be AI. So more macroeconomic things which are going on, which are making companies hire less and less and making them lay off more and more. Now, this is an obvious one, but there are 5 more reasons which I will talk about, which are very important for you to understand and know how to work around them. The first one, as I said, apart from macroeconomic changes, is that you are at an experience level or at a level where it just becomes difficult for you to land a job. Rule of thumb is that for every 1 year of experience, it will take you 1 month to find a job. So let's say, again, it's a bit exaggerated, but if you have 15 months of experience, rather 15 years of experience, it will take you 15 months to land the job. So have in mind, it will take more time. Now, why is it so? Is because one, you are at an experience level which is very much limited in scope now. So you have become more of a kind of a person who is not jack of all trades, but master of one or two. And hence the roles that are available for you to apply are less. Second, you are at a level where there are less positions. There are less positions because you are at a senior level now. You've been in the industry for 15 years and you're looking for a job at your level. Now you don't want to downgrade 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 levels. And hence it is more difficult to find jobs at higher levels because there are less jobs available. And secondly, there are, while fewer candidates applying for those roles, but they are very strong candidates. It's not like someone fresh coming out of the college and applying for a role. Rather, it is someone who has a lot of experience, also has 15 years of experience, also have a lot of expertise and may have something which is much better than you, and hence they have more or better chance of getting that particular role. So it's primarily the experience piece. Now, another thing with experience is also age. Now you are much older. There is fresh talent which is coming out of colleges. They have gone through the education which is very different from the education you had. So for instance, they are more skilled in AI, they are more skilled in technology, in digital marketing, stuff like that, which is more pertinent, more relevant today versus where you are coming from. Now you may have experience in them, but they've studied, they've done those things from their own hands, while you've been at a level where maybe you were more orchestrating or directing things as against doing them from your own hands. So experience is one which will make it more challenging. So the more experience you have, more time it will take for you to land that particular job. Second is competition just being tough. So there are people who are who may be much better than you in terms of the experience that the industry is looking for. There are people who've done more roles, have more diverse experiences than you, or maybe if there is a particular role where there are people who fit more because they have deeper experience. So it could be the breadth of the experience or depth of the experience that is more with other individuals. Now, this can happen anytime, but it is more profound when the market has slowed down because there are more people outside looking for jobs. When there are more people, it means there are more expertise out there as well looking for jobs. But apart from that, still, it could be very well be the case that there are other individuals who are kind of better suited for those particular roles. So the competition just being more tough, and the industry is looking for a perfect candidate. So someone who has more skills, better skills. Now here I also talk about skill stacking. It's very important to have skill stacking, especially when you are at senior levels, which is you want to be diversified as against trying to be someone who is an average. How do you become diversified is you start adding skills to you start stacking up skills. So let's say I'm a finance individual. Well, there are a lot of people who know finance. Well, I am someone who knows finance, but who also knows e-commerce. Okay. There are few people who know finance and e-commerce, but there's still a lot of people who would know that. And then I'm also someone who's done treasury and accounting. Okay, fewer. I'm also someone who's done manufacturing. So you start adding skills to the stack in a way that eventually you become the only person who knows all of those things. Someone who is in commercial finance, with e-commerce experience, with CPG experience, with treasury experience, with manufacturing experience, and so on. And then you become that one particular individual who the industry might be looking for. So in order to beat competition, the best thing is to do or to stack different skills. And for instance, another skill is communication. So while I'm in finance, I know e-commerce, I also am a good communicator. So start adding those skills. The more skills you add, the more diversified you would be. The more diversified you are, the less competition you'll face. Now, the next one that I have on the list is that you are not networking enough, which is just applying on LinkedIn, on job sites, by clicking the apply button, filling out the resume will do nothing, because there are another 100 people who are applying for that particular role as well. Some may be better suited, some may not be better suited, but just because there are 100 applications, there's a good chance that your application will just get missed somewhere. People don't pay a lot of attention on resumes. People who are reviewing resumes, they take like 5 to 10 seconds to review the resume. When there are 100 resumes, there's a good chance that even if your resume is good, it may get missed. So how you make yourself stack up, how you bring your resume at the top, is by networking. Finding someone in the organization who you can relate to, send them a cold message, send them an invite, send them a message, request them to move your resume forward. Try to connect with them, try to build a relationship with them online. And once they start to know you, it becomes very easy for them to help you. Now, it doesn't have to be the hiring manager, it doesn't have to be HR or recruiter. It could be anyone in that company who can just move your resume forward in that company, as against you just blindly applying and hoping that you will land the role. So someone who's networking will always have a better chance and more edge than you per se. Next point I have is, which is very important, that you are not in practice. You're not in practice for acing the interview. The skill that you need to ace the interview is very different from the skill that you need to do good at your job. So let's say you have 15 years of experience, you are very good at what you do, you have good experience at your job, but that doesn't mean that you're good at interviewing as well. But when it comes to interview, while you're good at your job, it is irrelevant. It is more relevant whether you can ace the interview or not. And this is exactly why I provide one-to-one coaching sessions for candidates who are interested in improving their interviewing skills. I will leave the link on how you can book a slot on my calendar in the description of this video. So I highly recommend check it out. But other than booking a session with me, there are numerous other ways for you to practice. You can connect with a friend, ask them to take an interview of you. You can do it in front of the mirror. You can just practice the examples that you have and make them better and better, because the skill, as I said, the skill that you need in order to ace the interview is communication, is interviewing skills. It's not the skill that you possessed or had to use while you were at your job. You could be the best individual at your job, but if you're not good at interviewing, you will not land the job. The next one and the last one that I have is that you might be trying a level up. So just because, for instance, you've been doing a role in a particular company, the company didn't promote you, and maybe it was your time, you think you can do better, and you start looking for jobs. Now you're looking for jobs, but a level up or 2 levels up. Now, when that happens, there is a good chance it becomes very difficult for you to land a job. Again, because of competition, because there are less levels at the top, and you are less experienced as well. So that may also be the case, which makes it very difficult for you to be able to land the job. So make sure you are very realistic with your expectations. I don't say you should not apply a level or 2 levels up versus where you are. I say you must apply, you should always try, but also tune in your expectations accordingly, that it will be difficult. It will take more time for me to land a job just because I am going for a higher role or a higher position. Anyways, guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you to get like a good idea on why is it that it is becoming very difficult for you to land a job when you're looking for a job. There are valid reasons and there are ways around it. One is, as I said, practice more, set the right expectations, stack up skills. So as you prepare yourself more and more, you will be in a much better position. And remember, every time you are in a job, the jobs will never be the same and you will never have your job forever. So always be prepared to improve your skill set, improve your resume, improve yourself, in order to be in a winning position when such a situation happens, whether you lose your job or you are at a point where you say, I want to change jobs. Now you should be ready. You should be ready before you think of changing jobs, as against once you think of changing jobs and then you go like, now I need to be ready. No, you need to be ready before. You need to network before. You need to build your skill set before, and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching this video, and please make sure, in case you found any value from this video, press the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. On this channel, I post content pertaining to how you can ace your career. Thank you.